Alright, let's continue. So, sweetie, you have to believe me, I didn't go anywhere near that crime scene. So then, where were you when the murder took place? We talked about it yesterday, remember? I was in the ringmaster's room. And while you were there, it was the ringmaster who left that room, correct? Exactly. He told me to wait in the room because he would be right back. And that's when the ringmaster headed to the scene of the crime, right? That's what it seems like. But the ringmaster must have been wearing Max's costume, right? Oh, sweetie, I just remembered. I went straight to the ringmaster's room still dressed in my stage clothes. But when I got there, I went ahead and took the costume off. Which means? It means that the ringmaster could have taken his costume and went out looking like Max. Fabulous! That's a fabulously possible possibility! Well done, Nick. However, sweetie, why would the ringmaster want to dress up like me? Isn't that a bit strange? If you think about it, all they found at the crime scene was my silk hat. What about my cloak? Where'd that go? Double, Wow, Max, I never thought of that. You should be a detective or something. Well, I was never quite sure what to be when I grew up, magician or president. You have no idea how hard it was to make a decision. That's really cool. Fabulous. This mystery just keeps getting deeper. Now that everyone is back, let's get started. The court is now back in session. Miss Von Karma, please proceed with the prosecution's case. Very well. I will now call my next witness. A pitiful clown with the unfortunate distinction of having seen the entire thing. Oh, it is Mo. Will Mr. Lawrence Curls please take the stand? And why did you just call him a pitiful clown? The witness will now state his name and occupation for the court record. West California, born and raised, and name and occupation. Would the witness please inform the court why is he speaking autobiographical gibberish? Autobiographical gibberish. Anyway. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm just not used to being in court. I've never been in the courtroom in my life. I wasn't quite sure what joke is best suited this sort of occasion. What in the world are you talking about? You're in the Grand Hall of Justice, not some comedy club. Since it's easy to see your occupation, please state your name for the court. Oh, yeah. Maybe this joke is okay. Mom, do I have to wear pants? The sign only says no shirt, no shoes, no service. Ha ha ha. Wow. Okay, how about this one? Have you met my proctologist, Dr. Seymour Butts? Way, how was that one? No. But a couple of clowns were up to no good, started making trouble in the neighborhood. Anyway, your name? Lawrence Curls, professional funny man, also known as Mo the Clown. You witnessed the scene at around 10:15 p.m. the day of the murder, correct? Yes, it is. Very well, Mr. Curls, will you please testify to what you saw that evening? A rabbi, a priest, and a Rastafarian walked in this blood. Without the humor, please. Okay. Aw, poor Mo can't be his normal stoogy self in the court. Oh, I hope he doesn't continue, because this is murder, Mo. We can't make a ton of jokes here. Gotta find the truth, you know. Alright. I know, I'm not the greatest comedian in the world. I've been able to make people laugh for 10 years. No matter what I say, all I get in return is a vacant stare and polite applause. Since no one ever laughs at my jokes, I've taken to laughing at them myself. It's a bad habit, but hey, at least I'm trying. Imagine my predicament. I'm a clown who can make people laugh. I'm almost useless, but I keep trying. I even try to come up with jokes just for today. But this atmosphere is very nerve-wracking. I decided to try to make everyone laugh. Seriously, everyone, what do you think of me? How am I doing? Aren't we the ones supposed to be asking the questions here? Witness. Huh? We will listen to your call for help after the court proceedings are over. Thus, please stick to the facts of this case. Really? You really hear me out? Well, I'll make sure that one of my staff will be your straight man later. Oh, thank you, can't wait! Poor Gumshoe. Now that that's settled, shall we begin once again with the testimony? Of course we can! I'll talk for as long as you want! Okay, now for the actual testimony. The night of the murder, after practice was over, I went straight back to my room. You have no idea how tired I was that night. I was pooped. I thought I'd go straight to sleep, but before I did, I glanced out the window. That's when I saw two silhouettes. They were a bit far away, though. It was the ringmaster, and he was with Max, who was wearing his cloak. I kept watching them, and all of a sudden, Max clocked the ringmaster over the head. That's very interesting. If this eyewitness account is to be believed, I have enough to pass a judgment right now. Of course you can. There's no way that this account can be criticized. However, this witness is a bit, how do I say, off-kilter. Almost like he has some sort of atmosphere of guilt surrounding him. That might be because of my insincere smile. Mr. Wright, please begin the defense's cross-examination. Yes, Your Honor. Nick, you gotta find some kind of contradiction in his testimony. I know that. Mr. Wright? Your Honor? I'm afraid that if you push this witness too far, it would bring disaster upon the court. Thus, I sincerely hope you're not gonna engage in pointless saber-rattling. I understand, Your Honor. If you cause this clown to stray from the facts, I'll hold you responsible. Why am I responsible? I'm not the one with the corny jokes. Okay, is that a warning? Can I not press the clown or something? The true final boss? That you can't press, you know? You say that practice wrapped around 10 PM, correct? See, that's the thing. Huh? How exactly am I supposed to make a joke about 10 o'clock PM? Now 8 o'clock? Now that's something a clown could riff off of. Let's just pretend it was 8 o'clock, that way I can make a great joke. No. Let's not make it 8 o'clock PM, alright, Mo? What do you mean, let's not? Don't take the clown out of the clowning around. Come on, Nick, just listen to his joke. There are 3 reasons why I don't want to. 1, I probably won't laugh. 2, I'll get hit with a penalty. And 3, I'll get whipped. No, we actually would get whipped. Or not whip, or rather, a penalty. I was trying to say penalty. Actually get a penalty. Then again, getting whipped I guess is more scary than getting a penalty. You are so boring. You were pooped that night. Yes, I was very, very tired, not to mention I had some bad Mexican food. What? The double cheese double bean enchilada is a dangerous menu item. What happened over that, as they say, happens. That one was cool, huh? I hear the kids really love toilet humor these days. That joke was so hip, I don't want to ruin it with a reply. I've got a good reply though, that joke was so funny it just earned you a penalty. What? I didn't even get a chance that time. God, oh god. I don't think I could press anymore and get more penalties. Okay, maybe I can press this? I don't know, hopefully I don't get another penalty. Well, you just happen to glance out the window. You could say that, you could also say, I peeked, stared, glimpsed, peeped, and eyeballed. Mr. Curls. Oh, I guess those aren't allowed either. What should I do? I wonder if I should press him further on this issue. No. Very well, Mo. How about we get back to your testimony now? There's definitely one more straightforward cross-examination, Mr. Wright. Of course, you threaten me with a penalty if I don't keep this stooge in check. Yeah, we already got a penalty. Far away, you say? If you had to say exactly how far away were they? Oh, let me think about that for a second. If my room is here, and they looked about yay big, I say they were about 30 feet from my window. It's about enough for a full movement in one round D&D game. Anyway, just 30 feet, that's not far at all. Oh, it was snowing that night, it cut down on visibility. I see, please continue. Okay. You say you clearly saw this, even though you were by your own admission far away. That's right, I've been thinking about it over and over since that night. But things don't really make sense until I spoke with the prosecutor, Miss Von Karma. But now I'm 100% certain that it was Max and Ringmaster that I saw that night. Just think about it, how could I be wrong if Max is always wearing his uppity symbols? Uppity symbols? Lawyers nowadays don't even have to go to school anymore to be one. Alright, everyone knows what to do. All together now, say welcome Mo. Nope, nobody's going along with Mo. Oh, see what I mean? It's always like this. The crowd never wants to go along with me. I must really be utterly and completely worthless as a clown. Yowza! Enough foolishness, get back on track. Will the witness please testify what he saw, and only what he saw? You say you saw the ringmaster get clonked over the head. Yes, I did. It is the climax of my story. It really does enjoy completely random non sequitur. Why would you say the victim was struck? What would you say the victim was struck with? You mean the weapon? I have no idea. A weapon wasn't found in the murder scene, right? That's not what I meant. You did say you did see everything, didn't you? Well, yeah, I suppose I did. Wait, no I didn't. I didn't see a weapon. Mo, did you or did you not see the crime of murder committed that night? I will not permit you to harass my witness in this manner. You better have an excellent reason for attacking this poor clown. Because if you don't, you know what is waiting for you. A nice penalty. What? Oh god. 5 bars? Isn't this a bit melodramatic? So what will it be then, Mr. Phoenix Wright? Do you have any clear basis to believe that my witness did not see the crime? That he did not see the crime. That he did not see the crime. That he did not see the crime? I mean, for one, there's no footprints, or yeah, footprints of the actual murderer, which is weird. I mean, that's the only thing I can think of. I mean, like regarding the crime scene. Like, that's a bit of a contradiction. If there were 2 people there, then there would be another set of footprints, right? Why isn't there any? So maybe I think there maybe I did it. Of course I have grounds to make this claim. Then let's hear it. That's something I can't share with you at this time. What do you say, Mr. Wright? I know there's something wrong with this testimony, but I can't put why I feel this way into words for the judge. Maybe we should get a bit more information. Once we find something more solid, we can give it another shot. Yeah, you're right. Mr. Wright, before we resume the testimony, you know that you must be penalized. Nani? I got penalized anyway. That's harsh. You know, most testimony when we told us yesterday were kind of different. That pimple was what's changed. Well, I'm gonna, like, do something here. Keep pressing! I'm probably just gonna lose now. Exactly why did you look out of your window that night? Why? Why? Yeah, because of a sound, right? Didn't he say that? Because of like a sound of some sort? A loud noise? Clouds don't need a reason to look up at their windows, do they? That's not what I meant. I meant that, well, when we spoke yesterday... Once I tucked myself in bed, I heard this amazing noise. It was incredibly loud. It sounded like a giant thump. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. You forgot? Your Honor, the witness looked out of his window upon hearing a loud sound. He did not just simply glance out of his window that night. Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot to mention the thumb, didn't I? Wow. That's not something you just forget to mention. Yeah. What she said. I believe it would be best if Mo were to revise his testimony. Very well, Mr. Curls, please revise your testimony. They should start turning the tables in our favor. I have only one penalty left, though. What was the sound like? Well, I guess it kind of sounded like, I guess you could say... Mr. Curls, may the court remind you that humor is unnecessary. Oh, how do you know I was gonna make a joke? I guess the sound sounded like, I suppose it sounded like someone getting hit with something very hard. Yep, that's what it sounded like, honestly. Someone getting hit, What then? You went to look out the window and you saw? Huge noise. There's a huge noise. Wow, okay, we might actually lose, as it turns out. Because of that big penalty we got. Gosh darn it, Mo. Gosh darn it, Mo, losing all my penalties with your dumb jokes. You did see everything, didn't you? Well, I suppose I did. I didn't see a weapon. Let's try this again. I've got a great reason to make my claim. And I suppose you'll be telling us all that great reason? Of course I will. The reason is the witness's very own testimony. What is the meaning of that, Mr. Wright? Mo said that he heard a sound like a thump of someone getting hit. He did say that. However, Mo just stated the following under oath. I kept watching them and all of a sudden, Max clunked the ringmaster over the head. If Mo is to believe when he says he looked out the window upon hearing a sound, there's no way that he could have seen Max clonk anyone. In 1972, a crack clown unit. I can't read that. Mr. Curls, how do you respond to Mr. Wright's assessment? They didn't commit. These clowns probably escaped from his maximum security clown car. Mr. Curls, are you citing the C-Team theme to anger this court? No, I'm just stalling for time while I jog my memory. Oh, great job, Nick. These types of witnesses always seem to have a selective memory. You just have to peel back the layers of the clown makeup to find the truth. Well, you're back from your jog. Well, it pretty much happened the way I said. Pretty much. When I looked out my window that night, the ringmaster was already face down in the snow. The prosecution helped me fill in the gaps of my statement. Von Karma. Tampering with witnesses again. So, now you're saying that you did not see the defendant clonk the ringmaster. Yes. When I looked out my window, the ringmaster already checked it out. Checked out? Yep. He was on permanent vacation, as they say. Mr. Curls, Your Honor, you did not witness the actual crime. However, you still say you saw the criminal, correct? Yes, exactly. The ringmaster was slumped over and I saw someone's silhouette next to him. Very well, then please testify to this silhouette you saw. I expect the truth. And if I even catch a hint of a joke from you, I will put you in a holding cell until you learn court etiquette. Got it? Got it. And hopefully I don't get a penalty. I only have one left. Please don't penalize me. It was a bit far away, but that shadow could have only belonged to Max. There's no doubting it, especially since I saw his uppity symbols. His silk hat, that black cloak, they were all there. His face was silhouetted, but there's no doubt it was him. His cloak was fluttering in the wind, so I couldn't really see what he's carrying. It does seem as if the defendant was at the scene of the crime. It took the clown long enough to get his facts straight. But whatever, this should finally be good enough, yes? It is decisive testimony. Was Max really at the crime scene that night? Oh, he said he wasn't there. We have to believe that. Alright, Mr. Wright. Commence your cross-examination. Would I get a penalty again if I press him too much? I want to press him for information, but at the same time... Let's see. Don't you think that you're going a little bit overboard with how explicit you're being? That shadow belonged to Max is awfully a firm statement, don't you think? What are you getting at? I'm just saying that one of your fellow performers' life is on the line here. Are you truly 100% absolutely certain that it was Max? I'm not the kind of person who would lie about something as serious as this. The silhouette I saw was Max, I'm convinced of that. It doesn't seem like he's jumping to any conclusions this time. Well, let's go over this again. What makes you so sure that you saw Max that night? Uppity symbols. Trillo said the same thing. But if it was just the symbols, then even I could have been wearing them. What if someone else has just taken Max's symbols and worn them? I thought that myself, but just looking at the shape of the face I saw, it must have been Max. You're sure of that? Such a silly boy. He threw his entire case headlong into a trap. His silk hat, that black cloak, they were all there. You're sure that's what you saw that night? Exactly what I said I saw is exactly what I saw. I've got eyes like a hawk. Don't birds have the terrible night vision? But that's not all I saw. His face was silhouetted, but there's no doubt it was him. You were able to see that kind of detail from your window. There was a light near the scene of the crime. Anyone with decent eyesight should have been able to see that much. Well, out of curiosity, Mo, what is your eyesight like? Well, I can see like a hawk out of my left eye, and an eagle out of my right eye. Our records say his eyesight is a perfect 20/20. That must mean he could have seen the crime scene clearly. The more we look into the matter, the more suspicious it becomes. Hey, you asked me what my eyesight was like, not what it actually was. So you didn't actually see what the criminal was holding? That's correct. I've been curious to know what caused that loud noise. It must have been something incredibly hard. Too bad I haven't found the murder weapon to know for sure. Well, they claim it was a blunt object, at least it says so in the autopsy report. Well, Trillo's testimony, now Mo's. It really seems like Max is the killer. Nick, you gotta find a contradiction in this. It's not going to be enough. What? I have to prove that Mo saw someone other than Max that night. That's the only thing that'll help. I've got to do it. I mean, I see this testimony is a bit weird. Silk hat, black cloak. They were all there. But there's 3 symbols, isn't there? Black cloak, fancy hat, and white roses. He didn't mention that. So, I mean, it might be implied, but I think it's also a contradiction because he specifically didn't say anything about white roses. As far as I know, anyway. You know, even that all together, and then, Trillo could do it, but Mo didn't do it, with everyone. So maybe that's a hint, right? That he's mistaken about the famous symbols. Maybe. Oh well. I mean, here goes all or nothing, literally. You say you saw all of Max's uppity symbols. I suppose so. The silk hat, the cloak, right? Mo. Everyone knows that the Maximum Galactica has 3 uppity symbols. 3 symbols? Yay, everyone get ready, all together now! Silk hat, cloak, white roses! What the? Who cares if he knew that there were 3 or not? He saw what he saw, and he saw the symbols. He just forgot to mention one. Isn't that right, Mo? Do you like pie? I love pie. 3.15. Okay. Silence, fool. You respond with the whole truth, no fractions. Order. Mo, you didn't see the roses, did you? To be honest, there weren't any roses on the person I saw. The crime scene was dark. It's obvious it was too dark to see that kind of detail. But the witness said he was able to see the silhouette of the criminal's face. Not to mention that the roses are white. There's no way he could have missed them. And then the roses must have fallen off when the defendant assaulted the victim. If that was the case, the police would have found them near the crime scene. Mr. Wright, are these white roses truly material to the facts of this case? Clearly not. He's just toying this court. I got her on the ropes now. These seemingly insignificant facts have never failed to lead me to the truth yet. Someone is toying with the court, but it's not me. Your Honor, do you recall Trilogy's testimony? There's no way I can mistake someone wearing those 3 ridiculous symbols. How can you mistake someone with a crazy getup? And how can you mistake someone with such a snobby 3-piece getup? Yeah. Trillo saw them all. Trillo saw all 3 of Max's symbols. However, this witness claims that there's no white roses on the person he saw. There's absolutely no doubt that this is a contradiction. Now what am I supposed to think? One is supposed to be to disregard the pointless, but this... Judge, forget the roses. Think about his other testimony. The witness has stated without a doubt that he saw Maximilian Galactica. Nothing else matters. Let's wrap this case up now. Your Honor, it may be trivial, but it does cast doubt on the prosecution's case. Frankly, I have my doubts about this witness. It seems that unlike wine, the witness has not grown more mature with age. I'm not mature. I've come to a conclusion. I'm 99% certain that this witness saw the defendant. However, my remaining 1% of doubt is quite reasonable. Which means that for my peace of mind, I'm going to request a bit more testimony. What? If there are no contradictions in his next statement, I am prepared to issue a ruling. Ruling? Nick, this is your last chance. Okay, last testimony, I guess. There's no doubt in my mind, there were no white roses that night. However, all the other symbols were there, I'm equally sure of that. Especially the silk hat. There's no way I could forget seeing the decorations on it. He was wearing it the entire time he was on the scene. Mr. Wright, you got one last chance at this. Just one chance? Will not allow even the slightest hint of badgering against this witness. If you are going to prove to me there's a contradiction with Mr. Kuro's statement, you better have at least a shred of evidence to back up your accusations. I've only got a single shot at this. I've got to be careful. I understand, Your Honor. One chance is all I will need. Wait, I can't press them at all? No badgering at all? If I get penalized one more time, I lose. There's no doubt that there were no white roses that night. However, all the other symbols were there. I'm equally sure of that. Especially the silk hat. There's no way I could forget seeing the decorations on it. He was wearing the entire time that he was on the scene. Well, I'm a little bit suspicious on this. What are the decorations on that silk hat, Mo? Mo, be honest. Ow! You promised, Mr. Phoenix, right? No more badgering. Hope you enjoy this. Ah! Well, we lose. Damn it, Mo! I don't like Mo. I don't like Mo. I guess Mr. Billy Bob Johns is guilty. Oh wow. Well, that's no good. Let's try this again. Okay, let's try this again. As it turned out, Mo really was the final boss. Well, maybe not the final boss, but like a really difficult boss anyway. Okay. It really is like there's just a lot of landmines in his testimony. We get a lot of penalties, you know, by not doing the correct thing. A lot of tricky parts, anyway. But at least I know what to do now, I think, and we can avoid like a big penalty, you know, that one time. Hopefully. Okay. Alright, last chance again. We're back to where we were. Sort of. Yeah, look at this first. There's no doubt either, no white roses. All the other symbols were there. Especially the silk hat. He was wearing it the entire time. Got last chance. I can't... apparently I can't... I assume anyway. I can't press the testimony. I think I just have to find the contradiction right here, right now. There are no right ones, right? But all the other symbols over there, especially the silk hat. I mean, yeah. He was wearing it the entire time while he was on the scene. What do you think, Nick? There's no way I'm gonna lose after coming this far. There's gotta be an answer. It's probably in the core record. Found the crime scene. Well, here's the thing. He was wearing it the entire time he was on the scene. But we found this silk hat at the crime scene, which is weird. You know, if he was wearing it the whole time, why didn't he just leave with it? Why did he just put it on the floor? You know, put it on the ground? That makes no sense, right? Other than that, I can't think of anything else that would be a contradiction. Okay, so no, there's all the symbols were there. Now this is a vague statement. This is also vague. There's something just I mean, I could also maybe, if I could press him, you know, maybe he'd be mistaken about the decoration, you know, maybe he saw a different decoration of the hat. But maybe not. Let's see, I think what you're supposed to do here, hopefully anyway, is I'm saying that Mo is saying anyway, is that he was wearing it the whole time. But I'm saying like, well, he must have dropped it at some point. Why would we have found it in the first place if the killer didn't drop this hat? This wouldn't happen to be the silk hat you saw that night, would it? Yep, that's it. That's the hat he was wearing that night. No question in your mind. Exactly how would one mistake a thing like that? I see. Is there some sort of problem, Mr. Wright? Well, Miss Von Karma, where exactly was the silk hat found? How must you always ask these questions? It was found at the crime scene. The crime scene? That means... The silk hat fell off at the crime scene. However, the witness clearly testified to the contrary. The witness stated that he was wearing it the entire time he was at the scene. No, that's not true. Order, 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 Mr. Curls. Yes, Your Honor. What is the meaning of all this, all caps? You're old enough to know better than to behave like this in court. Hey, that's just not right, that's so harsh. What's not right here is your eyesight and your memory, amongst all other things. What? Why are you being so mean to me? What did I do? Let me guess, you just didn't like my jokes or something, right? Well, you didn't have to go inside my eyesight or my memory, they're both great. Seriously, why? Just because you're sitting above me, just because you belong there, no matter how old I get, I'll be always younger than you. Why? Enough of these childish outbursts, Mr. Curls. Who do you think you are? I saw him. I swear I saw him. It was Max. Even if he didn't have his roses, he was still wearing his dumb silk hat. I'm telling the truth. He's turning into a bratty little kid. It's pitiful, isn't it? He left the scene wearing that dumb silk hat. It was where? It was there. What? He left the scene. What's the matter, Nick? There's something I've been mulling over for a while now. Mo? What do you want? You just said that he left the scene. Exactly how did the murderer leave the scene of the crime? Or how did the murderer leave the scene of the crime? What? He went... What do you mean, how did he leave the scene? You can't ask me that. Mr. Phoenix Wright is badgering the witness, Your Honor. This witness's testimony is full of holes. Mrs. Von Karma's protest is useless. You've got a point. Let's hear what the witness has to say on this matter. Is that alright with you, little guy? Don't talk to me like I'm a little baby. Well, besides, what kind of stupid question is how do you leave the crime scene? The answer is obvious. He just turned around and walked away. And that's what I expected you to say. You sure that's how it happened? Say what? Huh? I'm not sure I know exactly where you're going with this. Lawyers nowadays sure do love to harp on the smallest things. Do you have any proof to counter his story as how the criminal left the scene? Well, Mo did say he upped and walked away, but if he did that, there would have been footprints. But there isn't, is there? Mo, good clown. Look at this photograph. Every time I do it makes me laugh. No. The problem is the footprints in the snow. Footprints? In this photo, we can clearly see the footprints of the victim. However, where are the criminal's footprints? They aren't there. Ay 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 ay. So Mo, exactly how did the criminal escape the scene? Your Honor, this witness has already proven that his testimony is completely unreliable. I move to strike all of this witness's testimony from the court record. I agree. This clown's testimony is as rickety as the clown car he came to court in. Wait just a second here. You guys just can't ignore everything I've said. Fine, I'll tell the truth this time. You wait a second. I think you said more than enough for today. That didn't hurt. I'm sick of tired listening to you anyways. I'll give you the real deal this time, I swear. I don't know why, but I get the feeling things are gonna get worse before they get better. Mr. Lawrence Quarles. Yes? The testimony you've provided up until now has been false. It has been false, I haven't lied, it's just what? It's just I was a bit confused on the bit about the criminal leaving the scene. Especially since Von Karma and her whip told me not to talk about what I really saw. Order, I will have order. Franziska Von Karma, how could you? Your Honor, if you had heard the truth from this witness, you would have exactly the same opinion as I have. What opinion is that? It's not funny. Well, that's enough out of you. I'm gonna listen to what he has to say. Now then, let's hear the truth about what you saw, Mr. Quarles. You're not gonna believe this, but it's all true. I'll tell you. Try not to waste our time with your idiotic drivel. Okay. Now, can we get the truth? Now it's time for our next segment. Mo knows. Everything that I said up until now has been the truth. When I looked out the window, the ringmaster was down and Max was standing above him. He wasn't wearing his white roses, but he's wearing his silk hat. That's when I saw he... This is the truth now, get ready for it. He flew! He jumped up and flew through the air! Flew right off and disappeared into the darkness. Wow! That's why there are no footprints. Flying people don't leave footprints. Oh boy. I told you it wasn't funny. Do you believe me now? Well, that was, how do I put this into words? Maximilian Galactica is a world-class magician, but relieved the scene of a crime by flying. There's no way that actually happened. Well, I mean, we can channel spirits, but I guess flying is out of the picture. You're right. Why is she right? You believe the other witnesses. Why would you believe me, especially since it's the best part of the story? To be honest, this is the first time I've heard of a flying criminal. What do you think about this witness's testimony, Mr. Wright? This is all a dream, right? I mean... this is all a dream, right? No, I mean, maybe he was seeing an illusion? It's obvious that the witness's eyes are playing tricks on him. Don't be such a fool. What in the world do you think I would mistake that jerk for? Jeez, I didn't think you were saying you were lying. Wow, he looks really serious right now. More serious than he looks all day. I suppose I'll let you all know my thinking regarding this matter. The criminal disappeared into the sky. I'd love to believe that, but I just can't wrap my head around how that could actually happen. You imbecile! If you disregard the need for proof, Miss Von Karma's case is sound. However, I've got the feeling that his case is in dire need of more investigation. Thus, I will conclude today's proceedings at this point. It's an undisputed fact that the criminal left no footprints at the scene. Tomorrow, I want us to find out the real reason behind the mysteries of this mystery of mysteries. I believe that's enough for today. Court is adjourned. Hey, sweeties, what in the world is going on? That's what I want to know. They say the criminal flew off into the air and disappeared. Max, I can't believe I'm asking this, but you didn't fly that night, did you? I know you didn't mean to ask me such a fabulously stupid question. I can't fly whenever I please, it's not that easy. But it looks so effortless for you on stage. It's not that simple. I'm not actually flying on stage. I use invisible wires and have them hoist me through the air. Wow, you just told me the secret to your magic. No, I broke the first rule, the cardinal rule, the only rule. I'm sorry, Max. We made you break a magician's creed and never reveal the secret of their tricks. Nick, what do we do now? All we can do now is hope we find the crime flying criminal in court tomorrow. Great idea. Let's do our best and catch the sucker. Well, I guess the criminal can fly. I guess it must be a bird? Bird criminal? I don't know. Let's see.